See if we're focused. 1. There we go. 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 0. We'll get you. All right. Hey, listen. A couple coaches showed up afterwards, so make sure you get around. I know we have Mercy Hurst is here. Ithaca showed up as well. We got a couple other coaches. So if you didn't get a chance to touch base with those schools, they'll be out here evaluating you. Make sure you get around. Did you gentlemen look them in the eye and handshake firmly? Okay, that's a great impression, right? It's important to have a great impression. Okay, they can see what you have on paper, but they want to know who you are as a person. Okay, they want to recruit winners, and that's not just about what they see on the huddle film. Okay, it's about who you are and how you carry yourself. So when we get out here today, you're going to compete. Okay, number one goal is to get out injury-free. Get out injury-free. Okay, if for something comes up, we have our trainer Amy. That's the only time you're going to meet her. Okay, all right. If you need something, you need to stretch out or something, go see her. Okay. Number 2, have fun. Have fun. You're all part of the same fraternity, right? Okay. This game has done a lot of great things, and hopefully it's done some and will do some great things for you down the road. Okay. Some of you may have competed against each other on the field. Okay. You're going to compete. But listen, especially when we get into one-on-ones, when the O-line, D-line, or the linebackers are running, if they beat you, slap them up, suck up your pride, and just say, hey, you got me. Okay. I don't want any trash talk. Anything. It's how you carry yourself. Okay. They want to see competitors, but they want to see guys that act like they've done it before. You understand that? Right? Okay, listen, couple things. This is going to be live streamed thanks to Varsity Media. So this will replay. They're going to have 3 cameras going on. So we'll upload all that stuff at some point by the end of next week. So you can go and you can share that film. We've had some players that have shared that film to other schools, and they've been able to get connected with those schools because they might have not been here. So take advantage of that. Okay? I can't do this alone. We got a lot of people. Coach Rob Kramer, he's in charge of getting all the colleges here and working behind the scenes with things. He works for Let It Fly Camps, former offense coordinator and college recruiter for a decade at St. John Fisher. All right, so he'll be around working with the QBs later today. But I'm going to we've got some high school coaches, current high school, some past D1 players that are going to here to work with you. So if we'll start with Coach Young, if you want to introduce yourself, fellas.
Coach McDavis, North High School. Coach Winter, HFL. Coach Andre Fontanet, McQuay Jesuit. Coach Thomas, East High. Coach Beachy, East High.
Listen, if you don't get better in the next 2 hours, that's on you. You got high quality coaches there. This is not just about getting your name out there and getting showcased and putting your name on the radar. It's about getting better. There's a lot of guys sitting home right now trying to recover from the turkey, right? And you guys are going to get after it a little bit, all right? So make sure we have fun, make sure we get after it, okay? When we break from here, we'll warm up the lines, but just to give you an idea, if you're an O-line, D-line guy, you'll always be on that side of the cones. If you're a running back, linebacker, you'll always be here. Kickers, punters, long snappers over there. If you are a long snapper or a kicker, but you also play these positions, I highly encourage you to get a chance to work with Coach Watts. Okay, he has a lot of connections and a lot of great expertise. On top of it, the more the college coaches can see that you're versatile, the better it is for you. So make sure of that. 1, 1, 5, 1, 1, 0. Hey, good job, good job. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to line up in 10 lines there, okay, facing this way, warm up. If there's cones in your way, don't knock them over. Let's see what we got for leaders. I want even lines. So when I say 2 claps on the clap, you're going to hustle and spread out 10 lines all the way down there, and just someone be a leader, say line 1, line 2, line 3. 2 claps, ready, clap. Here we go.
And good afternoon from the Pinnacle Athletic Complex. It's the New York State Elite Athletics 4th Annual High School Showcase. My name is Sam Schreier of the Varsity Media Sports Network, and we welcome high school football players from all around the region today in the first of our 2 sessions. And we start with we'll have the skilled players a little bit later. The running backs will be here today, but the quarterbacks and wide receivers will be here for our afternoon session. And you're looking at the warm-up, and we heard from Coach Dave Marine, who is the head football coach at Wayne High School, and he kind of set us up for the day. But we're going to see all kinds of big-time athletes today, and we have coaches from all over welcome in. And you kind of heard them set it up a little bit, but we'll kind of go through who is actually here today, and we'll talk to several different people with some perspectives as far as what you're going to look for as we move forward here today. So, again, this first session here, we have the tight ends here. We have the linemen, the defensive linemen and offensive linemen, linebackers, running backs, kickers, punters, long snappers, and then later on we'll have the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, and the defensive backs, as you see that here on your screen. So we hope to be joined by the showcase director, Dave Marine, will join us in just a little bit. So some of the coaches that are here today from HFL, he works with the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman, Coach Corey Quinter. There you go on your screen, perfect. Mike McGavsick, running backs and linebackers from Newark High School. Also HFL assistant Garrett Parker, running backs and linebackers. Jake Zembeck from the Aquinas, Little Irish. He is a Penn State quarterback alumni. Jake Zembeck is here. Sam Watts, kicker, punter, long snappers from the Special Teams Academy. Rob Kramer for the quarterbacks a little bit later on. Let It Fly camps and former offensive coordinator of St. John Fisher. Andre Fontenette, former player at Syracuse University. And he's a McQuaid assistant right now. He does the wide receivers, defensive backs, and tight ends. Mike Stumpf, head coach of Webster Schrader High School. The linemen, the offensive lineman, the defensive lineman. Ryan Kramer, he's got the wide receivers and the defensive lineman. He's a Rush Henrietta assistant. Aaron Pusateri, the wide receivers and the defensive backs, also a Rush Henrietta assistant. Alejandro Overton, wide receiver, defensive back, Canisius assistant, and the wide receiver wide receiver city trainer. James Van from East High. He's one of the co-head coaches of East High School. He's with the linemen, the offensive and the defensive linemen. Steve Flagler, running back, linebackers coach, for also an East assistant coach. James Thomas, East assistant coach, offensive lineman and defensive lineman. Sean Banks, Webster Schrader assistant coach, running backs, tight ends, linebackers. Isaiah Young from the Section 5 class, A1 champion, UPrep Griffins. He's the head coach of them. Damian Young, his assistant. His brother, UPrep, Damian Young. And Dave Marine, of course, the showcase director, head coach of the Wayne Eagles. And we take a look. The fields are kind of laid out, 3 set up. Dave mentioned a little bit before that the linemen will always be to the far left. If we're looking here in our 3 fields, the far left will always have the linemen, offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and they'll do individual area as well with the tight ends. The running backs and the linebackers will be in the middle field. They're going to do one-on-ones at the end, and they'll use half the field for that portion of it. And the special teams will be in the field closest to the right over here. So they're doing their warm-up now. After this, we're going to do individual offensive drills. The linemen will take part on that side, and then the tight ends again, and then the running backs will do their offensive work as well. They're going to be catching a ball in the station there. You can see the layout on that far shot there. The long snappers and kickers and the quarterback. We'll take a little bit of a break, and then at 2 to 2:40, we'll do individual defense. So the linemen, or the defensive linemen will set up, the linebackers will set up, the long snappers will set up, and then at the last part of the opening session here, they'll do running backs and tight ends versus the linebackers, and then one against 1 and 2 2/3, and then that will be the closing part of it. So we take a look at all the different folks, and they're all, of course, in numbers, and we'll feature some of them individually, tell you a little bit about where they're from, and we'll be seeing some of the players come up over here. So it's all about the kids today, and we'll check it all out here. So we'll see them all getting set up. Coach Marine giving the final instructions down there as they clap it out and get set for this individual session here. And you see they're having the break out there to the far left-hand side. And then this evening we'll do from 4 to 6 will be the quarterbacks, and what you see went to the coaches there talking with the linemen as you're currently looking at it. This group is all split up between outgoing seniors, outgoing seniors with the class of 2022, all the way to freshmen, really, if you want to think about where we're going there, and featuring players from really all parts of the state. A lot of players from Buffalo and Rochester area, but there are some sprinkled down from the lower parts of the state and upper north country, right? Potsdam being represented in the class of 2023. Leighton Conti, he's here today. So, a representative. You see some of the specials, the punters and kickers are headed down over there. And you're looking at the defensive ends. You see a big one, number 86 there. Andrew Hewson, he's from Lakeshore Eagles. Punter, kicker. And also number 89, Hunter Brown, also from the Lakeshore Eagles. Landon Spencer, West Genesee, he's a returner. Number 63. Take a look at some of these individual skills. And you saw Eli Raleigh, General Brown Lions running through there, 18. He's from Gates Chili. Falte Cruz, he's a returner from Gates. Churchville's Ricardo Lagares, number 105, just coming through there. And now we're on this, taking a look at some individual drills here on the right side. We take a look at number 93, Nick Polakowski from Orchard Park. See the individual drills. All right, right now we're going to be joined, and you heard the motivation that went down there at the very beginning. Coach gets himself set up here. Mike, perfect. We're joined from the Wayne Eagles and the showcase director, Dave Marine. And Dave, what a wonderful job you've done here getting this all set up, and what a great opportunity it is for these young men to see this and be inspired by some of these guys and really get to showcase some of the talents that they have here.
No, thanks very much, Sam, and thanks Varsity Media and Joel behind the scenes and Ben and everybody. It's not a 1 month plan, it's about 6 month plan, and I couldn't do it without the high school coaches down there. Coach Kramer is a big part of this with Let It Fly camps and taking care of the college coaches. Clemens's Pizza with their sponsorship, Rydell with their sponsorship, Steve Deanna is a coach at HFL, but also works for Prep Star sponsorship, and it's just a culmination of everybody. The thing I love about this game is it's a one big fraternity. We may wear different colored jerseys, but we're all in it for the right reasons, and the biggest thing is to try to help our kids in New York State get noticed. I think we have some unbelievable talent. They just get lost because we don't get recruited as heavily as other schools.
Well, I think people don't want to come out because of the weather. I mean, look, it's 30 degrees outside right now, and I just wear a hoodie or shorts or whatever I'm going to wear. But no, you see the motivation that you're inspiring in these young gentlemen, and when they're down on the field, I mean, you take a look at some of this video that we're watching here. I'm inspired. It's a Sunday at 1:30 in the afternoon, and these kids are getting after it at this point.
Yeah, it's awesome, and I love the numbers where they're at. Last year, because of COVID, no fall, no college football, no high school football, kids were panicking, how do I get noticed? And it was great, it ran well, but we had double the numbers, and this is the numbers I like. 150, 160 kids we'll see here. But it's great because you don't want too many, because you want to be able to have these college coaches to have a good chance to evaluate as many kids as possible. So you'll probably see on film the college coaches stand out there with a sheet. They'll have a detailed printout of every single player here and the number and the grade. And we broke up the colors, so the blues are the 2022s, the reds are the 23s, and the 24/25s are the whites. So it's great. This group here had the college fair for an hour before, and then the next group will be the receivers, defensive backs. So yeah, I'm excited about it. This what brings me joy to know that we're impacting these kids for the future.
So if you're a young, I'll ask this question next, but first, I notice you have such a big balance of athletes that have come here. They're not just local guys. You got Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse. You got the North Country. You got upstate, downstate. How does that all come together like that?
I think it's just a big thing of these high school coaches helping to support it. I think any high school coach who have sent kids here before or have seen it on live stream realize it's about helping every kid. I coach at Wayne Central. I'm a Section 5 guy, but I want to help every kid that loves the game of football.
So if I'm a parent of a kid or a kid that's watching this right now and thinking this is a really cool opportunity, maybe I want to take part in this later on in next year or whatever they're going to do, how would they go about getting involved in something like this?
So if you just go right on Google there, and NYS Elite Athletics will come up, and there's a bunch of things that we do in the off season. This is one of our biggest things with the showcase. There's pull down tabs. They can see it. We'll run a football skills camp for every position in March, and that's where I bring in the college coaches that actually run the skills and drills. So now they're getting coached up at a level of a college level, but they're also making a connection with a college coach. Then in the summer we'll do a big 7-on-7 team tournament, so that's where the high school coaches can get involved. But yeah, just search up NYSEliteAthletics.com, and I think you'll see there's a vast variety of things that we can offer to help these kids work on their craft.
From the past, what have you seen as far as results these kids are finding from doing this type of program?
So this being the fourth year, I'm excited to see what the numbers look forward. But just after 3 years, we have over 350 kids playing in the collegiate level. Almost so much that I couldn't even update my list on the website from this last one we did in January. But we've got kids. Nathan Carter came to our first one in 2018. And Mark Vidacor's down there. He works for Prospect New York State, and he's a big supporter helping these kids, not just the big schools get noticed, but the small schools. And he recognized Nate there. He went to their combine, tested at a 4, I think 2 or 3, and now he's a running back at UConn. So we've got kids at FBS, Syracuse. We've got kids at Division II, Division III, JUCO. The bottom line is I think this really helps kids find out what's the best fit for me. I think sometimes kids want to chase a number and a letter that are attached to the college, D1, D2, D3. Ball is ball to me, as long as you're playing at the next level. Obviously, it's nice if you have a scholarship that helps the family out financially, but ball is ball to me, and whatever level you can get to is great.
My opinion is, and like you said, like ball is ball, but if you're a big-time athlete or a big-time football player and you're putting the time in, you're working hard, you're doing things like this, you're going to get noticed in the end.
100%. And that's what's great about this is not only are these kids getting on the radar, but they're getting coached up by elite college coaches. And, you saw Jake Zembeck, who will be working the quarterbacks. He played at Penn State. He played in a stand full of 100,000 kids.
Sure.
And what quarterback's not going to get better under him? But that's the other piece is just like you said, those kids that want to get better are going to get better today.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the schools that have kind of made their way here today? I know there's a big list, but some of the ideas about some of the schools that are actually have come here, and then maybe some of the college programs that are actually here watching today too.
Yeah, school-wise, high school-wise, anywhere from Orchard Park, we have New Hartford, East Rochester, Arcadia, Lockport, Chenango, all the way from Chenango, General Brown's Lions, LaSalle's, Mexico, New York HFL's here, Pioneer, Fairport, I'm sure are going to forget a few, Johnson City, Susquehanna Valley, Wilson, East, Webster Thomas, West Genesee, Athena, Hilton, Spencerport, Waterloo, McQuaid, Amherst, Penn Yan, University Prep has brought a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Lancaster's here, Victor's here, Virtus is here, another inner city school. Sandy Creek's here, Saratoga Springs. You name it, there's a wide variety. And, as far as college coaches, we had 27 confirmed. I know the weather has hurt some of them, but, Mercyhurst, Clarion, Division II. We've got Alfred State. Cortland will be here eventually. Ithaca's here. Buff State will be here. St. John Fisher's here. Hobart's here. Wilkes is here. Keystone is here. Morrisville. List goes on and on.
Sure.
It's great, and I think the kids are going to find a great fit. The other thing is this is about connecting kids with college coaches, but also connecting college coaches with kids. Colleges only have so much money in their budget, so they can't get out to all these schools, and usually they're going to go to those bigger schools or the schools that know that they've consistently recruited. But a kid from a small school, a Kelmum, a Waterloo, maybe they don't get a visit from a college. Now a college coach comes here, and in 4 hours he's going to see 160 kids. So it's a win-win for them as well as it is for the players.
Sure, and look at the exposure, too. I mean, this is being live streamed. We're giving a little commentary action, and that's not a big part of it, but we're seeing all these people are getting a chance to see them. All you got to do is click a button online, and you're getting that exposure.
Yeah, and it's awesome that you say that. Having you guys here in live streaming is huge because the FBS schools can't by NCAA regulations be here, but they can search it up, and down the road we'll have this streamed that they can see it, as well as we'll upload all 3 cameras to our website so they can share their own footage. So with that said, no, I appreciate everything you guys do, and I have to get back down and get to work. And
For sure.
No, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks very
Coach
much.
Marine, thank you so very much for the time. Appreciate that. All right, that's Wayne Coach Dave Marine and Director of New York State Elite Athletics, and joining us here for a few minutes. So we'll continue to take a look down. We're going to have more folks coming up and joining us here to talk a little bit about what they're bringing to the table, and we'll keep rolling here from the Pinnacle Athletic Campus, Pinnacle Athletic Complex here in Victor, New York. It's the New York State Elite Athletics 4th Annual High School Showcase on the Varsity Media Sports Network. All right, Sam Schreier back here with you on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and we're at the Pinnacle Athletic Complex for the New York State Elite Athletics 4th Annual High School Showcase, and you're taking a look down at the field currently. And, you see the players are separated by grade levels right now. Their years of graduation. See John Davis, number 40 down there from New Hartford. Also down there, number 28 is Braden Miller. He's from Johnson City. And number 71, Braden Zolinski from Clarence. And number 40, John Davis. Also number 29, Ryan Rachalewski from Susquehanna Valley. Ryan's number 29. You're taking a look at the number 83, Trevor Bohanna from Bishop Kearney. 62, it's Azel Figueroa from UPrep. Actually, Yasir Evans, number 52. It's also from UPrep. 75, Tyron Beecham from Spencerport. And number 83, Trevor Bohanna. 93, Nick Polakowski from Orchard Park. And then you take a look at the lineman now. Ben Zleski, class of 2022 from Orchard Park. Number 26. 85 in red. The class of 2023, Carl Coons from Hilton High School. See, they're checking the drill now. 43, Brad Coleman.
Drew, fix your stick around your back.
Number 134, Robbie Westmiller from the class of 2025 from Alden High School is out there. You see the big man, 148. You see Thomas Hogan from Greece Athena, number 47. .123 out there as well. That's Bradley Schneider. Bradley Schneider from Williamsville North. See the punters now. There's 62. Zal Figueroa, UPrep. .24. Scott Essig, Calmum. Scott Essig punts it away. Back to the lineman now. .43, Brad Coleman. So number 85 out there, number 85, Carl Coons. We're going to be joined here, should be hopefully in a few minutes, hopefully to be joined by our next guest, Rob Kramer, former offensive coordinator, St. John Fisher College, part of Let It Fly camp. So tell us a little bit about what he does and what he's looking for in some of his guys. So he'll come up to speak with us in just a little bit. You can see the setup they have going on here, right? They got the 3 fields. 2 really big areas, and then the 2 individualized. Take a look at number 99. Patrick Nobes from Fairport. So number 22, Zach Meacham. Zach Meacham from HFL. 18, Fatali Cruz. Red, you look at the class of 2023, and red and blue is the class of 2022. And white is the class of 2024. Landon Spencer with the ball there, number 63. And now you see number 81 on your screen, Cameron Mesh from Spencerport. 52, Yashir Evans. Evans from Spencerport as well. 93, Nick Boltowski, Orchard Park. 81, Cameron Mesh. Number 6, Matt Meacham, HFL. It's the class of 2024. Rather, actually, the class of 2025. No, Meacham, 2024, sorry. And take a look there with the bag, number 105, Ricardo Lagares from Churchville. Also out there with Evalde Cruz. Zach Meacham, 22. Eli Raleigh, number 16. Eli Raleigh from General Brown, the Lions. And you see number 99, Patrick Nobes from Fairport, class of 2024. 105, Ricardo Lagares. Billy Selesky from Orchard Park. And you see the presence of the college coaches down there watching these guys go down. Lots of them. We're all checking out these guys today. A great exposure for these young men. Take a look at 115. Austin Getz from West Hill. Also Sherrod Patterson, number 11. Number 55, class of 2023, Timothy Hahn from McQuaid. All right, we'll have our next guest here coming up. Hey, Coach. Sam Schreier here with us. Coach Rob Kramer, nice to meet you. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Coach, tell us a little bit about what your position is at this point and what you're looking at and what it means for you as someone who's been in the game, experience-wise, seeing what's going on here today.
Well, first, appreciate you guys being here, and it's a great event that we've been able to put on here the last couple of years. But I was a college coach at St. John Fisher for over a decade, and, personally I stepped away from the game, but I wanted to stay involved, and I was doing some quarterback training and some showcase stuff, and connected with Coach Marine, and we really kind of took this to the next step and brought in the college coaches, and I kind of focused my area as a college recruiter for that 10 plus years, and really brought those guys in a different way to the college fair. We really kind of had the same vision of connecting high school athletes to college coaches and programs, and wanted kids in the upstate New York area to be able to find a right fit for them and connect them as best we could.
So when you're looking at, let's say you're watching film like this, or you're talking to guys and you're experiencing the recruiting end, what kind of feedback are you giving to these guys? What kind of feedback are you hearing from them? What are we looking for at something like this?
We're watching to see how kids move. I think that's the biggest thing right now is they've gone through, for a 2022 that's a senior right now going through this process. It's about them, connecting through the recruiting fair. Most of these coaches are already on these kids, but some, may have gone through a senior season that, they bulked up or, had a really outbreak type season. So, it's getting out, allowing the coaches to see these guys move, because during the season, they're playing, the high school coaches, the college coaches are playing, the high school guys are playing. It's tough to go out there and see them during the season.
Yeah.
So a kid that has a breakout type year, getting them here, watch them move, how do they interact with you, the communication when you're speaking with them face to face, there's a lot of value in that. And, I think for myself, when I was going through this and what the high school coaches are coaching out there right now and the college coaches are watching is how guys respond to coaching. What's their coachability? As they kind of progress through, how are they listening, adapting? Because they're not out here doing indie stuff. They're out doing, what we call showcase type stuff. We want to watch them showcase their talents, their quick twitch, their movement capabilities. How do they catch the ball? How do they do? As we, I will work with the quarterbacks later. How we're going to work with them is not just line up and throw. We're going to work to develop what their footwork is for these specific routes that they're going to showcase their arm talents for later on. And I think for the college coaches, that's what they want to see. They can coach them up on their concepts or their offense or defense. They want to be able to see those guys, how do they do X, Y, and Z.
Sure. Now, speaking to Coach Green earlier, we talk a little bit about some of the bigger college programs not able to, because of recruiting and policies in the Division I level, not being able to see this. What is this doing for them? Because anybody can just click a button and watch this stuff. And how has it changed over the years, really, as far as getting these kids noticed based on things like this?
Yeah, I think you're seeing the showcases pop up more frequently now. It's about getting the exposure out, more bang for your buck per se, all in one location.
Sure.
For the sophomores and juniors that are out there right now, in particular, this is getting on coaches' radars. Seniors are here because they had that outbreak year or something, or the process was, with COVID a little different. For those guys right now, it's a challenge in the recruiting process in general right now because of COVID, I think, for coaches to get out. But I think you're seeing these showcases more and more, which allows these coaches to come in. You can press a button and watch it,
right,
but you're not seeing that in-between mannerism. It's like going and watching a game. You can watch the game, but what's happening on the sideline? What's that guy's body language with the cameras off him? When things go bad, how do you see that? You're watching one guy. Are they looking you in the face, having that conversation? I think that's pivotal. And from the showcase perspective is this allows you to get in front of 20, 30 college coaches in programs in one location. And for the college coaches, myself, if we could come out of here with, 3 or 4 guys that we didn't know about, or get confirmation on 3 or 4 other guys that we were really keyed in on, that's a win for us. Because recruiting games numbers, and quality numbers. And I think that's a big thing for these college coaches, what they're looking for. And then for the high school kids, it's getting out there doing. Not every kid needs to go to every camp, but I think it's about what's best for them. So if it's about getting in front of coaches, and I say that big especially for the underclassmen in particular, right, get out there and get exposed right now because, with how things are going, and you want yourself get out there now, and then through the process, you're going to go into basketball or wrestling or lacrosse and baseball. Summer's going to be here. In New York State, we don't have spring football like many other states do. So I think that's a that's a big thing in New York to have that added advantage of being able to do some of these at this time of the year.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, to your point, you're talking about these underclassmen. You see the list of different programs that are coming here. This is spanning over the whole entire state, so we're getting all these people here. And you have a lot of underclassmen. You got sophomores coming here to this program. So for them, it's just a beneficial thing and getting in front of these people. So I commend you guys. You guys are doing a great job. And just watching this for the last half an hour, I'm impressed by what I see. So great work.
Oh, we appreciate it. We appreciate all you guys are doing for us, getting that name out there and helping promote New York State football.
Coach, great. Thanks again, and best of luck, and keep it rolling, okay?
I appreciate it.
All right,
Thank
thanks
you.
for your time.
Definitely.
All right, thanks. All right, you are watching the New York State Elite High School Showcase here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Yeah, finally making push-ups. Get a break, guys. Come on. Let's go. Good effort. Let's go. Pick up the intensity. There's a lot of good numbers are good, right? Effort, intensity. RBs on 3. 1, 2, 3. RBs. Where do you come again?
Three, 1, 1, 0. Yeah, all good. All right, listen. Raise your hand if you're getting better. Good. Make sure, again, introduce yourself. Look them in the eye, okay? Linebacker, you'll be here. Okay, if you're a D lineman, you'll be over there. If you're the linebacker, here. And again, specials are going to keep going. The last 20 minutes, they'll be off. We'll open this up and we'll do some on-air stuff or one-on-one stuff. Okay? All right, everybody know where they're going? Okay, 2 claps on the whistle. Get you a spot. Hey, here we go.
who first moved 2 yards in our home backfield.
All right, we're back at the New York State Elite Athletics 4th Annual High School Showcase here at the Pinnacle Athletic Complex, and you're looking down the field in our next set of sessions, and you heard from Coach Marine here. We hope to be joined by our next guest here, Coach Vosberg, head coach of St. John Fisher Cardinals, here in just a few minutes, hopefully. We'll see if we can grab him for a few words and talk to him a little bit about what he's looking for. But take a look at some of the guys down there. Logan Went, number 9 from Lockport. Number 3, Darian Salter, General Brown. Perfect. And a pleasure to be joined by the head coach now. So we're taking a turn around just a little bit. Coach Blaise Fagiano. Coach Sam Schreier, nice to meet you.
Sam, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Coach, this is a great event here, right? We're taking a look at some of these guys. As a head football coach and at the Division III level, what are you looking for something like this, Coach?
Well, just a message to the parents. You can't go anywhere else and have everything that these student athletes have access to today. You have the college fair where they can get academic information,
right?
Get some coaching where the coaches can watch them go through the drills. More importantly, themselves get in a competitive environment. I'm a freshman, I'm a sophomore. Here I am working with the other athletes, and I got to get the weight room, and I'm talking to college coaches. I got to hit the books. Like, just a great motivational piece, for the student athletes here today, which is exciting. I grew up just around the corner. I'm a Henrietta guy, so it's always good to come back to Section 5. And it's impressive. I mean, Coach Marine, Coach Kramer have done a great job of putting this together. Some great coaches out here. There's some very good players, and, they want to continue to play the game they love at the next level, whatever level that can be. Whether it's scholarship level, whether it's Division III level, I think they come to realize how hard it is to get a scholarship.
Sure. Yeah, right.
It's very difficult to get a scholarship. But, again, you look around the room here, you got just some great programs from across the Northeast, not just in New York. You got Pennsylvania schools here as well. So this is great. I haven't been able to this is my first time being at one in person. I've actually listened to you guys and watched it online.
Right, yeah.
And it's good to get back and recruit in person.
Absolutely. Good to be back period stuff, yeah.
There's definitely some positives. The whole Zoom thing and being able to be in a parent's living room.
That's right.
My wife liked it. What'd you do tonight? I got 3 home visits in my home office. But you got to. I think that's a positive. But there's nothing like meeting someone in person. And I had a chance today just to talk to some of the parents, and you could see some of the kids are nervous. And I know there's a good amount of seniors here, but there's a lot of younger guys, and it's a great event. Definitely, if I'm a Section 5 again, what's great about this is it's not just Section 5. You got kids from Syracuse, Albany, from the Buffalo area that have come out. This is a great facility.
You got the North Country up here too.
Yeah, North Country. Yeah, North Country. General Brown was here. I noticed, and Potsdam. I saw that name. So, and then obviously you guys doing a great job of covering it. Just continuing to spread the word. Like, there should be double. We need more.
Sure.
Need more here. So there's so many opportunities out there, and not everyone's going to go to Syracuse or UB or UAlbany on a full scholarship, right? So, I think those are some of the benefits of today, right? So as a parent, maybe you're thinking, I want to have my son go here to earn a scholarship. Maybe, but more importantly, you want to get them exposed to colleges and expose them to college and what it takes to be a college athlete. And, half of the young guys I asked what they want to do, they don't know yet. But I said, well, there's your homework. Start thinking about things that you could see yourself doing, and that's going to help narrow your college search. Pretty overwhelming to see the 20 plus colleges that are here. Well, you're not going to apply and visit all of them. how do you narrow it down and just trying to give good advice? Well, if you want criminal justice, you're going to look at Utica College. If you want engineering, you're going to look at RPI. Like, I think just getting people think just getting them thinking about what's important in the college process. And it's great that there's a lot of young guys here, and they're thinking about it now. You can't start early enough, I think.
Yeah.
I have a sophomore in high school. He's got his first couple letters because of his grades. He's getting all excited.
Sure.
Not a football player, which I'm, actually glad. He's a cross-country runner, but again, kudos to Coach Marine and to Coach Kramer and the staff they have here is great staff. And
Coach, when you're looking at guys for your program, what do you? Is there anything in particular that really you look at, or anything you can take from something like this to say, yep, this is a guy that can definitely help us out? Or does it just kind of depend on the individual situation?
It's funny. I want the best football players that we can get that want criminal justice, physical therapy, occupational therapy, want cybersecurity, that fit us, that fit us. And I think that, we have a lot of Western New York. I think there's like 22 from Section 5 and 6 on our roster right now. And
sure.
Again, it's about finding the right fit. But certainly you're looking for, we like to use the tight end in our offense, and we like to use the slot receiver in our offense. So, not everyone does, So you have those needs. But you really are trying to see who's out there that wants the majors you want academically. That's a big piece. That's a big – and then the grades. Right? What are their grades? That's the first thing he has to get. And if the coach is putting forward his high school players, the first thing the college coach is going to ask, what are his grades?
Right.
That's going to whether it not just get accepted, but it's also going to determine how much financial aid you get.
Sure.
Right? Because if you're not getting a full scholarship, it's going to be based upon your grades. It's going to be based upon your family income. And again, you got schools here that are $70,000 a year.
Right.
Now, their average family may pay $33,000. Utica College right now, I think next year will be 36 or 37 total, and our average family pays about 18. So we're like a niche where you're going to get a great private education at a state school price. That's kind of where we've put ourselves in the market. But listen, there's great football. You got Liberty League coaches here, Empire 8 coaches here. I spent 9 years at Coach Vosberg over there at Fisher before I became the head coach at Utica, and so it's always good to come back home and appreciate you guys having me on here. But this is great for the young guys. I have to look down and just brag on a few of my old guys. So Steve Flagler, former Rover, St. John Fisher College, Final Four team, down here coaching East High School. Right?
Yeah.
Ryan Kramer's coaching over at Rush Henrietta. The Kramer clan has been around me a lot. Rob was playing quarterback at Fisher when I was a DC there, and I had to coach against Ryan, unfortunately. But good to see Ryan out here coaching with Steve, and Ryan coaching out in my alma mater, Rush Henrietta. So there's some great Mike McGavis I played with at Ithaca, Newark head coach. Good to see him out here. So guys, all the UPrep guys are out here. So,
Coach, one more question: is it from your perspective when you're looking at guys and you're in your recruiting aspect, from going from an assistant to a head coach, right? How is that different as far as to how you're evaluating the players that are coming in? Is it different?
And they can't give you all our secrets, But we do things a little differently.
Sure.
I do them differently as a head coach.
Sure.
I will find myself that when I was an assistant, I had an area.
Understood.
Section 5, Section 2.
Sure.
Right? Now as a head coach, I will spend 2 days in Rochester. I'll spend 2 days in Albany. I will go down to one of the few head coaches that goes to Long Island. That's Division III, okay? And the head coaches don't go down to Long Island. They just send assistants. So Coach Gerbino lines them all up after he's been down there for 2 weeks, and we have a Utica night 5 years in a row in New York City, and I have 30, 40 Utica football guys show up, and then I'll go and hit the island school. So that's something that we've done different, so that, maybe a family met with my assistant, and then a week or two later, I'm rolling in. That's something different when we're not offering scholarships. To say, listen, we're really interested in you. Why? Not only because you're a really good football player, but you want cybersecurity. We're very good medical field, right? So we just built a $14 million science building, right? So you're selling your school. That's all you're doing,
right.
And then you're there to help the kid. Like I just told the family today, they walked up, and I forget what the son was interested in. But it's like, well, you should go look at Morrisville and Alfred State because I know they have what you're looking for, right? Like that's our job as coaches, right? And I found that to work. That helping, and I tell all my young coaches, you're there to help them find their right place. And at the end of the day, if we're in their top 3 or 4 and we get them to apply and visit, they decide.
Sure.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Absolutely.
They really. I remind them, you make your final decision. The whole Division III roster offer that's out there on social media, right? It's great. All that really means is that if you get accepted and you want to come, that we want you. It's all it is. Now it's a way to like show off the moose and logo and promote your brand, right? But it was a big contention for us on the Division III roster offer, right? And parents, what's this mean? And that's why we don't just send them out willy-nilly, right? So like I actually sent one of my first ones today, right? And all that means is he's applied, he got accepted, we're very interested in him, and we really want you to be on our team. That's what it means. But I don't just send it sight unseen, which some schools are doing. So they know this is why we're doing it, right? And then if they want to celebrate a commitment, right, that's great. We all laugh about it, right? You've committed to spending, $20,000 a year on your education and your future, really, right? But more importantly, just finding the right fit.
Yeah.
So,
Coach, well, listen, I appreciate the words. I appreciate the insight into kind of what you're looking at, and great job over there at Utica College Pioneers, and hopefully you find your good cybersecurity guys and your good criminal justice guys.
Yeah, whether it be FBI or Secret Service, look us up. We were 6-4 in the regular season. We finished 4th in the Empire 8. We went to our 4th ECAC bowl game in the last seven years, which is we're proud of. Unfortunately, we didn't win it. We played a good team from Pennsylvania, but definitely building on that. So I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Congratulations. Thanks again, Coach. That's Coach Fagiano of the Utica Pioneers. I'm Sam Schreier, and you're watching the New York State Elite High School Showcase on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pinnacle Athletic Complex. Sam Schreier here with you at the New York State Elite Athletics 4th Annual High School Showcase, and joined by Coach Deanna. Coach, tell us about you. Tell us what you do, and tell us about what's going on.
No, thank you. Glad to be here. I Coach Deanna with Prep Star. I work with high school student athletes and their families, getting them recruited, getting them the right fit for college. We help them with, even college prep and the selection process. And obviously everybody gravitates to the recruiting side because that's the big buzzword, and it is critically important. But it's really the other stuff that we do that's the stuff that the parents recognize that is important, but sometimes the student athlete doesn't, like the right fit, getting a program and an academic major and the facilities and knowing the coaches and making sure that it's a place that you can see yourself at, for the next 4 to 5 years of your life.
Sure. So what if I'm a high school athlete and I'm looking to try to get myself more noticed, whatnot? Will we contact you? How does that work?
Absolutely. So you can contact me directly. We have all of our stuff here. We're glad to be a sponsor and contributor to the showcase multiple years. But you can go to CoachDeanna.com. You can go to PrepStar.com. Either of those will get to me on the information. But if you're a student athlete who's not sure and a family, because everybody thinks it's easy and the coaches are just going to come to you, and trust me, the coaches do a great job to try and get to everybody, but we're going to see a couple hundred people here today, and it's tough to, speak to all of them. Then factor this out over New York State, then factor it out over the Northeast and the country. It's difficult. So, we give them a bunch of strategies. We do a ton of work to make sure we do all the branding and the marketing and the exposure for them. And then we work with them after that to make sure that we're, getting them to check the right boxes for what they want to do, for the rest of their life.
Sure. And tell us a little bit about, event like this, these kids all coming together with all these coaches. Kind of how is this beneficial for it sounds like a dumb question, but really, how is it beneficial for these kids?
Legit question, and I'll tell you, it's huge for them because they get one-on-one time with the high school coaches that are here giving them instruction. That's valuable, right? They're going to get better at what they do. Right. And then you got the college coaches that show up, right? And then they can see them firsthand, so they can see if someone's explosive, if someone looks taller, looks shorter, looks quicker, right? They get to see their hips move on different drills that are game time drills, that's what they want. They want to evaluate. The college coaches are always going to ask these guys, they want their game film because they're looking at certain aspects. They get to see that firsthand here, and then with you guys with Varsity Media being here, they there's the live stream, there's video that the coaches can have. These guys can utilize that to send that back out to schools. It's just it's enormous to have that here, and we're blessed to have it right here in the Rochester market. With Coach Marine and Coach Kramer doing what they do. That's why we're a part of it. It's invaluable to these guys.
Now, you come from also a high school football end of things too. As a coach, you're encouraging all these kids to participate in things like this, right?
Absolutely. I think it's great for the on-field stuff, like I talked about. It's going to make them better. It keeps them going. The season just ended, right? So you can keep up with your skills. You're going to meet with coaches, and then I think the exposure that they get with other coaches, learning different drills, being able to talk to them, being to meet face-to-face with some of these colleges that are here where they're talking, it's just going to make them better. Sure. I encourage them all to hit every table because you don't know what you like yet. You're not sure where you're going to end up playing. If you can get that knowledge base, it's going to make you better.
Sure. We talked to Coach Fagiano from Utica College, and he said, one of the big things that he talks about with some of these kids that are coming here is make sure you really like what you're going to do when you actually go to school, right? So if you're a computer guy or you're a criminal justice, right, that might be the school for you where you want to go. With your program, how are you advising kids to speak to the colleges, evaluate everything? How does that work?
No, great question. And I think it gets lost, and it should be the most critical thing, and sometimes it just does get lost. I will tell you, we always tell them it's the next 4 years of your life for the next 40, right? And it really means you want to find that right fit. And when I say right fit, it needs to be, do they have your major? Do they have something that if you went to that school, can you pivot to and still continue on your studies, or do you have to bail on the whole thing and go to another school? That's a problem if they're really not looking at this in a big enough picture. Like, are you interested in this? Because if you're not good at math and science and you tell me you want to go to school to be an engineer, I'm going to probably tell you that's a bad choice because your likes aren't set up with what those goals are. Yeah. And I think having those conversations earlier, I know in our program we'll even have guys that'll do a job shadow. We'll talk about certain criteria that if you're going to go into this field or you have an interest in this, be prepared to sit at a desk and look at a monitor for 8 hours. Or if you're going to do this, you're going to be out in the field. I mean, they've got a great construction management program. At Utica, Coach Fagiano's a great guy. We actually played together a long time ago. And, I think he's got the right attitude. He wants the guys to have the right fit because when they get on his campus, they spend all that time and effort recruiting them. When they get them there, if they're not going to stay, that doesn't help his program. He needs guys to stay and matriculate through the program, be happy with what they're doing, so then, they're productive and they can be one of the guys that they can say, go talk to him. He's an alumni. He had a great experience here.
100%. And we talked to Coach Marine a little bit about some of the limitations, especially with the FBS schools, right? And they're looking at some of these guys, and some of these kids may be good enough to play at the Division I level. And to his point, the Division 1, 2, 3 is just a number, but let's just say, for all sake, that they can't come and watch these kids play. How's that benefiting them that this is being live streamed? These other coaches can see them, and you're looking at it from that perspective too.
Well, we've had huge success. There was a young man a couple years ago that got an offer from being here, that a coach at the Division I level saw the live stream, reached out to him the next day. He had an offer the day after that. So it's huge because they can be here. With the NCAA regulations and everything, it makes it hard, and there's only so much time for these guys to do what they do. A lot of those schools might still be playing or may have played yesterday, right? And that could be at all different levels. The biggest thing that I run into is I want to go play D1. And I'll ask the young man, why do you want to play D1? And look, they're competitive. They're football players. So that you want to do the best that you can, and that's just where the goal is. Finding the right fit, finding the right program, understanding what you really want out of this experience. That's a lot to ask a 16, 17, 18-year-old young man, for what they're going to do. But as we start to, put the pieces of the puzzle together, that's where we can really advise and add a ton of value. And I think the coaches that are looking at that, like Coach Fagiano, I think that's a huge thing so he knows his players, he knows the recruits, and if they're going to really fit there or not. And I think, by and large, the coaches do a good job of that because, they know it's important. That's the success of their program. And next year, 2 years, 4 years down the road with the people that are standing here right now.
100%. Coach, tell us one more time where they can find you and how anyone wants to get in touch with you, how they can do so.
Well, I could put my cell phone on here, but then it's going to blow up. No, we shouldn't do that. Literally, you can go to Coach Deanna. It's CoachDanna.com is one of the websites. Prepstar, PrepStar.com. If you hit /New York, just the word New York, there's going to be a form you can fill out so I can have your info. I'll set up a call with the family and the student athlete, tell you about what we do, what our program is, and what it isn't. And and look, if it works out, we screen our guys and know who's going to be the right fit and who isn't, for us, because we're not for everyone. But we're on Twitter. You can go to CSA Prepstar NY. You could go to Steve Deanna 1 on Twitter. Either of those will get you as well. We're there. You can find us.
Coach Deanna Prepstar, thanks for all you do for these kids, and thanks for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
One click and
I think how many years? Why would you come? Why come with this? What seeing all these folks here? All right, welcome back to the Pinnacle Athletic Complex, the New York State Elite Athletics 4th Annual High School Showcase. Sam Schreier here with you as we're winding down our first session of the day, and we are joined now by a gentleman who's actually taking part in this event. He's a senior this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Zach Meacham from Honeyway Falls, Lima. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me up here.
Yes, for sure. You guys had a great season, huh?
Yeah.
Fortunately, it didn't end with the championship, but you guys battled, right? I mean, it's a great year for you guys.
Yeah, we battled. We made it to the sectional championship, and we lost to a team we beat by 1 in the finals. But no, it was a crazy good year.
There's great football around here, right? And it's good to see all this stuff out here. So, tell me a little bit about yourself. What are you looking to do? And coming to a camp like this and seeing all these college coaches, and what does that do for you?
That just, I don't know, it really helps me narrow down my college search, and it helps me get interest from coaches as well as like get interested in their programs. Like I walk around and I go to all these different colleges, and some guys even called me out by name, and they're real interested in me, and then they tell me about their programs. I'm interested in them. It's real great for just getting out there and really pursuing football in the future.
What are you looking for in a school? Do you know what you want to do after you finish up school?
Yeah, I want to do something either in engineering or biology, one of the two. I'm still pretty open, but I want to go probably D3 for football. I've thought maybe I could go D1. Maybe I could maybe I could do this, that, or the other thing. Maybe take a long shot, but no, D3 seems like it's a place for me. And I'm just really excited to pursue college or football in college in the future.
That's awesome. When do you see like this and you see all these guys out here? You have so many athletes out here. You got guys in all grades, right?
Yeah.
You're a senior, but you got kids all the way to the freshman year. They're in freshman school. You're seeing this, and you're seeing the exposure that this is getting for these kids. This has got to be a pretty cool opportunity, right?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, my little brother's out there in a white shirt. He's throwing to linebackers and running backs right now, Matt Meacham. But all these white shirt kids. I remember I came here last year, and the year before that, I think I came to the same camp before it was like big like this, and it's just real great getting as much out of it as you can in this short time that we have. You talk to coaches outside your high school, and it's just great.
And then final question, and I'll let you get back to getting down there and impressing these guys here for you, right? When you're looking overall, right, you're going to evaluate, and I'm sure. Well, let's step back real quick. Have you looked at? Are you at any schools right now that you're kind of thinking about at this point, or what?
Well, Alfred U. I've been down there a few times. That's D3 down in the middle of nowhere, but I kind of like the feel of the place. And Cortland, they've got a really good program. They've got ton of equipment and stuff down there. But Cortland, Alfred U, Ithaca's got a beautiful campus. I don't know. I'm just excited, you know.
All right, last question, I promise.
Yeah.
Last question. when you talk to a coach, and I'm sure you probably talk to a few, right? When you speak to them, are you kind of evaluating and thinking about what they have to say to you and see if it's the right fit for you as well when you're talking with them? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to waste a lot of time in the recruiting process, and I feel like whenever you're talking to a coach, they can point out the things that you're looking for in a school, and they can really help you gravitate towards where your fit is in college.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I really appreciate your time. Again, great season there for HFL and you and your season, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thanks for spending some time with us.
All right, thank you.
Hey, great. Thanks. You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network.
What's going on? How are you? Good, thanks.
All right, welcome back to Pinnacle Athletic Complex, and we're joined from Victor High School, Ty Rader. Hey, Ty, thanks for taking a few minutes and talking with us today. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Ty, so you're only a junior, right? So you got another year to evaluate. But coming to an event like this, what's this doing for you as far as to what's going to happen in your future?
Well, it helps definitely get your name out there to a bunch of colleges. And also the drills help a lot with getting used to what college practice is like with the hard, nonstop, always going drills. It just helps get you out there to colleges, get your name out there so that maybe not colleges that are here, but other colleges will know about you and get some offers.
Have you thought about a little bit about I know you're only a junior, but have you thought about what you want to do moving forward?
Yeah, I'm trying. Obviously, I want to go to college to play football. I'm looking into business, like sports management or marketing for my major in college. So
great. Well, and then again, coming off the season, and you guys have only been done with playing football for a few weeks, and coming right into something like this, is that an advantage for you to be able to jump right in out here? Like you said, this is pretty hard drills, and you're in front of all these coaches.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with the season ending not that long ago, you're obviously still in shape. You haven't been sitting around for too long, and obviously I'm also in wrestling practice right now, so that helps with getting me in shape and showing the coaches that I'm ready to go to the next level as quick as possible. You know,
it's funny that it was going to be my next question, right? If about other sports that you can do. I think honestly, wrestling or football to wrestling, or vice versa, wrestling to football. It's kind of the same type of thing, right? Because, yes, football is a team sport, but if a guy such as yourself, you're an individual when you're in that situation, and it's hard, it's strong, right? Does that help you coming off a season like that to get right into the wrestling season?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, wrestling is a very difficult sport.
Sure,
it's a whole different. Getting in shape for that sport is completely different than football. So obviously, coming straight off a football season helps a lot with already being a level ahead of the kids who haven't been doing anything the whole fall season. So it really gives me a little step ahead of the competition when I come in straight off of football and I'm in shape.
Well, if you could give, and this is the last question, I promise, if you could give some advice to some younger kids, younger folks watching this, what they want to do when they want to move forward, because you have a pretty good idea of kind of where you want to go, what would you say to them?
Obviously, if you're looking to play sports in college, it's all about off-season work. Off-season, getting to the gym, going up to an open field, and getting in the drill specific for specific positions and all that really helps with really advancing your game. And also start as early as possible, getting your name out there to colleges. Even if you're like sophomore, freshman, they can't talk to you yet, getting your name out there will get you help when you get into the older grades, getting more colleges to look at you and giving you offers.
Perfect. Ty Rader from the Victor Blue Devils, thanks for your time. I'll let you get back down and enjoy your fun. Appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. This is Sam Schreier on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to the Pinnacle Athletic Complex, and again, we're winding down our first.
And you don't want to go.
Our first session today, and we are joined now by Sean Riley of Aquinas Institute. And Sean, thanks for taking a few minutes and talking with us. Appreciate that.
Of course.
Sean, first of all, let's talk about your team in general, your high school team. I know you guys lost in the finals, but another great season for the Aquinas Little Irish.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It was good. We tried to win the championship this year, but unfortunately couldn't come out on top. But it was good gelling with the guys. We had a good season, though.
It's a heck of a battle. In that final game. I got a chance to call that one. The defense there, pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like that pick six there.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We're talking a little bit about. Let's talk about you, individualized, right? You come to an event like this. Why are you coming to an event like this? What are you looking for?
Get exposure, get right in front of coaches, be able to talk to them, shake their hand, and also learn things from different coaches around the area. So it's always good.
So how about you individualize? You looking at any schools right now? Are you anything that's catching your interest?
Yes, right now, Mansfield and Ithaca are big ones. I'm really interested in them. So I've been talking to the coaches. So that's really it right now, though. Hopefully there'll be some more of them.
All right, and dumb question, but play football, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, all right. Sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes you come here just to maybe you want to, maybe you don't. But do you see camps like this and you have all this exposure? What does that do for you to be able to get down and grind it out in front of these guys and get all the exposure that you're getting at this point?
We really just.
I mean, it's obviously a good thing, right?
Yeah,
it's a good thing,
yeah,
and you don't take your game any differently being in front of these guys, right?
No, not at all. I just come on here and ball. I know I can play ball, so I just come on here and do it, not even thinking about it.
100%. Well, Sean, I appreciate the time up here, and thanks for talking with me a little bit about it. And again, great season for the Irish this year, and keep up the good work. Best of luck moving forward. All right?
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. This is Sam Schreier on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Appreciate that. It's okay. It's all right.
All right, you're taking a look at the end of the first session here, last 15 minutes or so of this first session, and you see some of the guys down there performing these workouts, and it's been a great opportunity. We appreciate the players and the coaches coming up here and giving us some insight as far as to what this New York State Elite Showcase is doing for these high school athletes. And you see Aiden Lonville Lentz throwing from Palmac. You also see down there number 50. He's number 72. You see number 52. Yashir Evans down there. He's going after that one. Challenged by senior Braden Miller, Johnson City. And you see the senior class is in red and the senior class is in blue. Junior class is in red. So you got the juniors out there throwing right now. Route run by number 80, Quentin Babcock. Senior Brian Schnitsky, Greece Arcadia. Saw him in the Eddie Meath game on Wednesday night. Coach goes over the route, what they're going to run, and kind of run it. I love this. This is like some backyard football. Let's just run the route. Here we go. Run the route. It's individualized, rolling down, throwing it. A chance in front of all these college coaches to impress. Hunter Brown, 89 from the Lakeshore Eagles on that route there. Coach found that talking to Logan Wendt. And we take a look at some of the big linemen out there. Ty Rader was up here from Victor just a little bit ago. He's number 87. It was interesting to hear what Ty had to say about the recruiting process and what they have to offer down there. Shauna Ards from Arcadia is also down there, number 7. There's a pass completed to Logan Wentz, number 9 from Lockport. Hayden Lonville Lent from Palmac. He's number 72. Play there. Defensive work out there. 28. Braden Miller. Gonna knock that one away. Down there. Just missed that. Darian Salter, General Brown. Eli Raleigh, number 16, General Brown. That 146. Caden Butts from Unadilla Valley. Quentin Babcock, Victor, Brady. Good job there. Both guys going for that one. Through the whistle. Good job, gentlemen. Miller took it away. Yashir Evans, the other one, 52. Zel Figueroa, 62. See this one. Hunter Brown, Lakeshore Eagles, 89. Really appreciate Coach Marine and all the coaches and players that have come up and spoke to us here at this first session and filling us in about what's happening with this great program that's being offered today. There's one here. Eve just missed him. Mari Akins from Baldwinsville. Good catch. Darian Salter, General Brown. Tight ends are running this. High there. 49. Nick Fetty from Hilton. Hilton Cadets. Nice play there. Another nice play. 76. Benjamin Wardiker from Wilson. Little high. Ryan Schluski from Susquehanna Valley. Darian Salter. Grab for him. A couple big ones there. Start to wrap up down there the last couple minutes. See Coach Marine. Coach Marine calling him in. We'll hear from him in just a second. Again, what an opportunity to make yourself better coming out to this showcase. Kids getting a chance to get better, show what they can do in front of all this big audience. An audience that's going to help them. And we'll head down to hear Coach Marine to kind of wrap us up, and then we'll come back and wrap things up here in the first session.
One. Good work, man. Good work. Who got better today? Awesome. Make sure you take the time before you leave. Individual period. There were some schools that came after your fair. For them, the fair is going to be starting for the next group. I encourage you to do that. And walked up today, right? Today, as well as all the detailed information you guys put in there. Okay. And I can ever do anything. Coach too. To get at the right fit. All right, but you are one day better. All right, because you could have been sitting home and getting some extra sleep after all that food. All right. Appreciate you guys coming. Let's give a hand to the coaches that helped you. Okay.
I got it. Hey, good. You didn't know that's locked up?
All right. Area Coach Marine, and just saying thank you to all the guys and making sure they're getting better. And we thank you so much for tuning in. And we've watched our first session. Our second session will begin in an hour at 4 o'clock. We're going to have the quarterbacks and wide receivers stopping in for the skilled session coming up at 4 o'clock. My name is Sam Schreier for everyone in Varsity Media and New York State Athletics. You've been watching the 4th Annual High School Showcase from Pinnacle Athletic Complex on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.